folks, Tony Thomas. You usually see me here on YouTube with a banjo or either a guitar in my hand, but today I have another instrument, the mandolin. The mandolin, real popular instrument in folk music and bluegrass and country music and other venues too as well. Traces back all the way to 15,000 BC. There's even been drawings and paintings found in caves throughout the world. So the mandolin, which is a lute type instrument, has been around for a very, very long time. They say it originated in Italy, around Naples and places like that. But anyway, the mandolin has been here in this part of the country for a long time. It got some of its early attention through the old-time string bands, recorded music from the late 20s. The mandolin came into play, but mostly as a rhythm instrument. You heard it in a lot of the old-time string bands, but like I say, it was mostly used as a rhythm instrument, and it is a good rhythm instrument, as well as a great lead instrument too. There's no limit to mandolin. They use it in rock and roll, jazz, classical, country and western, of course bluegrass and folk music. But the mandolin is a neat instrument, and it's pretty much valued throughout music circles as a premier lead instrument in most cases. The mandolin really got into the bluegrass scene back in the 40s and 50s with brother acts like the Monroe Brothers, Bill and Charlie Monroe, Jim and Jesse McReynolds, the Blue Sky Boys, the Louvin Brothers. The list goes on, and it's a driving force in what we know now as bluegrass music. But I'm going to show you some different techniques, some very easy techniques as for a beginner to get you a little bit familiar with some simple, easy ways to play by ear. And I call this my mandolin theory, playing by ear. And we're going to work with an old song here that's an old folk song that uses only 2 chords. And I'm going to show you some 2-finger techniques here. But like I say, there's no limit to what you can do with a mandolin. This old song here I'm going to work with. I'm going to work with the key of C. You need to get a chord book, and also make sure that your mandolin is in the standard tuning. And the mandolin is tuned exactly like the violin. Make sure you got a good tuner, and I'll go over the tuning right quick for you. The first 2 strings, of course the mandolin has 8 strings, the first 2 strings are tuned in E. You tune them both alike. That's your E. You'll get that sound right there. Your second 2 strings are your A strings. Tune both of those A strings alike. Then your third 2 strings are your D strings, and they're tuned alike. And your last strings up here, your 4th strings, are your G strings. Tune them both alike. You've got E, A, D, and G. And that's the tuning of your mandolin there. Tuned the same way as a violin. And also it's noted the same way as a violin. Whereas the violin you got to use your bow, you know, and the mandolin you don't. And the violin doesn't have frets. But the mandolin does have frets. These little metal apparatuses are called frets. We're going to work with the frets and the scales here a little bit. We're going to make a C chord. Need a chord book too. A chord book is real essential to have. And your C chord, we're going to use a 2-finger C. You take your middle finger on your 3rd fret, second strings there. Then your index is on your 2nd fret, 3rd strings. And you note it, you got a C. You go straight up, 1, 2, you've got your F, which consists of your middle finger, 3rd fret, 3rd strings, your index all the way up to your 4th strings, 2nd fret. Now you've got an F. C, F. And this is the proper way to hold your pick. The heavier pick you use, the more volume you get. The lighter pick you use, the less volume you get. Some people prefer light, some people prefer heavy. This is about a medium here. But you take your pick and your index finger on your right hand, if you're right-handed, and your thumb, and hold it right like this right here. And let the wrist do the work. Don't use your whole arm or whatever to thrash and beat. Just let the wrist do it all. See where I'm at? We're going to go over a little bit of this down in the valley, this beginner stage mandolin in the key of C. Down in the valley, valley so low. That's your G right there. Made the same way as your C, but it's only down two. Your index is on your second strings, second fret. Your middle finger is on your first string's third fret, and that is your G chord. Your C, your G, of course your F, and that makes up your key of C. Let's go over this a little bit. We're going to use C and G. Down in the valley, valley so low, late in the evening, hear the train blow. Like I say, that's a two-finger chord. But you'll eventually want to learn your bar chord, which consists of your third finger, and you'll run that third finger all the way up to the fourth string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, and you've got a bar chord for your C. Same thing with your F. Same for your G. But we're only going to be working with the two finger, which has that old time ring about it. Write me a letter, send it by mail, your G. Send it in care of the Birmingham jail. I'm going to hum these notes on this old folk song for you, and you can learn your changes that way. That's what I'm teaching, is how to play by ear, the sight and sound theory. And you hang in there with it. Make your C chord. C, 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 C. C, 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 G, turn to G right there. G, 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 C. See how simple that is? Your C and your G. Let's go over it again. Down in the valley, valley so low, where's your G? Late in the evening, hear the train, back to your C. C, 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 hear the train blow, G. Late in the evening, hear the train blow, C. If you don't love me, love who you please, your G. Put your arms round me, give my heart ease. Down in the valley, right there, C, and the valley so G. Late in the evening, hear the train blow. Remember that wrist movement there. Neighbors, just take it slow and easy on the wrist. Make your C and your G. That's an old style, a two-finger style there for down in the valley. Let's hum a little bit of it. C, 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 G. G, 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 C. When you hear me say G, it means to change over to your G. But strum on that and work on that, and that's a simple way to start out for beginners. And you'll learn that technique there, then you can advance. I'll be back later on to do more with you if you all like this type of teaching. I hope you do. People seem to be really into my banjo teaching. I wanted to show you some other mandolins right quick. This is the little A model mandolin by Flatiron Gibson, and it has the long F model neck. Okay, here's a shorter version of the A. The A4, this is a handmade rich mandolin, has a much shorter neck, but chords the same way. This is like the A4 model, and of course the little flat iron by Gibson, and this is the F model. When I say models, different body styles, A models and F models. This is a wonderful mandolin here by Eastman, and all mandolins have their own voice, different voices. I'll come back later and show you some fanning techniques and noting techniques and melody techniques and more strumming and more singing. Hope you enjoy this and hope it's been a help to you. It's TonyCThomas.com if you'd like to learn more about me. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.